Hey guys,
How you doing?
welcome back to our channel. So today we're going to be talking about this unit here that's been in the background of all of our videos.
The EG4 6000 XP.
But today she's front and center.
Yeah.
Let's talk like off-gridders to off-gridders.
Yeah.
And why we like this unit compared to the hundreds of millions of other units that are out there that people have pieced together. I guess for full transparency, we should also mention that our house wasn't off-grid when we bought it. We've converted it to off-grid. Let's get into why this unit is so perfect for every homestead.
The Homesteader's tech version.
Let's get into it.
You have here your load, and that's basically everything you've set for that to power, okay? So that's right here, and that's what you're gonna wire everything into. And then what you have now for the system itself is you can have what you would need, because this is a split phase system, so it's 120 and 120, you'll have a 240. You need 240 power in it. So your hydro comes in, that's your grid, and that's gonna now, if it needs to, if you set your threshold at 10%, 15%, 35%, you can set it customized, so that's extremely nice. When it hits that, it can flip over to grid. And say you have a day where your hydro, your power grid is out and it needed that power and your solar's not producing, you can now have your generator. And you can have a whole system that you can get from EG4, a switch where you could have your generator now turn on automatically, or if you already have one of those automated generators, this will now turn on. So you have a system of redundancy that if you had the grid, you don't never use it. But if you did not get enough solar or you were in a deep dark winter, it could literally just tap into the grid on its own when it noticed that it was down to that threshold. And it, like I said, if you didn't have that, then you could go to your generator. Yeah, so like you'd have your grid off and you'd have your generator on, and it would literally be able to do that all by itself. You don't have to come up here. So technically, if you didn't have a system where that would automatically turn on, you would turn your generator on and this switch would already be on, and then boom.
Having just a flick of a switch was like a win for us.
Yeah.
On our previous homestead that we had to get someone to come and plumb in a generator, and we had to use our breaker box to do all the switching, and it was kind of a pain in the butt and plugging in and blah, blah, blah.
Years of now, I was doing just research on solar systems. I just thought there was always going to be something better, something that I could know that was family friendly, and if you maybe had a renter, that it was friendly to them. They didn't have to worry about, oh, at this time, you got to go turn your generator on. Because this one isn't the one that you can feed power back and make money that way. So you can just take power from the grid and it just takes care of yourself.
The reason why we didn't get the unit that punches back to the grid is because in some places you have to apply for it, it has to be approved, and they have to come check your solar out, and they do like a
you
full thing.
You wouldn't be putting it in yourself. It'd have to be done by a certified.
That is not what we're about. So wanting to really express that this is something you can do on your own without having anybody come and nitpick it and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, the battery is very unique. So this right here, it has something that I've looked at other solar systems, and you looked at their battery systems and you were like, goodness, like what's going to maintain that in cold weather? Or if you had a breeze in your house or something like that, right? Well, these batteries, they come with heaters. So it will automatically bring up the temperature if that's needed for those lithium batteries. Then it also, which is a nice little break, or peace of mind when you're maybe leaving your house, right? This battery system also has a fire extinguisher system. Now,
so cool.
If these ever had a fire that ran away or anything like that, they would extinguish it. So now I don't got to worry about basically the health of these batteries, and like the safety of not losing my house or anything like that. Again, I think the battery's health is something that a lot of people want to keep in mind when you're looking into these systems and the batteries. The lifespan of the battery, how many cycles you're going to get, and you know what? You can compare those batteries to these batteries all day long and say, okay, I'm going to get the same amount of cycles. I'm going to get 6,000 cycles, and that's when it goes up, down in this charge, right? But at the end of the day, I haven't seen one of those battery systems, except for this one, that would have a heating system for the batteries to keep them healthy in that aspect. and like the fire extinguishers. Like those are things that I don't really have to worry about.
And this unit was actually so much cheaper than those other ones.
Piecing it together, oh my goodness.
Piecing it together. Like we sat and we really budgeted for this.
Yeah.
And we set money aside to get this specific unit. And I couldn't believe that we would have had to save for an extra year to get the ones that we didn't even really want, that were just the ones that kind of everybody has.
Exactly. And it was years of research, you guys. Like years and years and years, and me being like, they took it out of my brain, I swear, because I was like, I couldn't figure why they didn't have that kind of protection for the batteries. And then for this whole, I mean, you got your inverter, you have like your breakers, your separate breakers that you're supposed to have. This is like another step of safety. Your battery breaker here, and then you have your PV shutoff. Like that's basically if you were to shut off your grid power, right? In your house, if you want to work on things, you would shut off your hydro, right? Your power. This is that, like, because you don't want power feeding in. So we have that on here. This you would have to buy separately. All these you would have to buy separately. And all the switches and all the monitoring systems.
In different units. But this one, it comes all right here.
Bam.
Beautifully packaged.
And you can, I know you can wire the system yourself. It's honestly dummy proof. You put this up, you put your battery in, you get this conduit box with it, and then all these wires you get with it, and they're very simple. I mean, red, orange connects to the orange connector, and then your communication wire. It's very, very, and the instructions, the manual is just like clear as day, you guys. Like, there isn't fishing around for what do they mean. You can look at it and you can know exactly what they're talking about.
So you get a manual.
This is actually the basic manual, the start guide, and there's actually a way more in-depth one. Yeah.
Honestly, if you have any trouble, you just call them and they're answer.
Yeah, they are super glad to help you, and that's probably the best part of this too.
Now, what I like as a female is that this looks so fancy. Like, compared to the battery banks you see typically that are kind of just the big batteries put into boxes.
All the cells.
We also do not have the space for that. As you can see, this is literally in our house. We just don't. We live in a really small cabin. And so to have something that looks nice and on display was kind of a win for me, in my opinion.
Yeah, and on that too, anybody that really wants to know where your battery's at without crunching numbers, you literally can just look at these green bars down here and know whether you're at 75%, 50%, or 25%, because those lights will go out, and you just by looking at it, you know where your battery's at. So these are their own lights. So when I'm below 75%, this one's going to be off. 50%, that one's going to be off, and you'll know always where your battery's at.
Which is so nice, having this just in the front and center of our house, is you can literally just quick and look at this.
Nice thing too is it has its own breaker and it has its own power switch. That also has a power down. Your EPS output, which is the connection to your battery, that you can also shut down from the inverter. Now I want to touch on too, some homesteaders might not like, so you can monitor this from your phone, right? And you can monitor it from afar. So with this dongle, if you don't like it on, if you don't like the idea of it, you can literally take it out, it disconnects, you don't have any connection now to the internet, and if you wanted to monitor it, you could just pop it right in and it'll connect instantly back to your phone and you can monitor things. So with this display also, I think it's pretty intuitive. I think looking at it, you kind of know you got your 2 lines of solar power, you got your battery, and if you're on grid, it literally shows like the grid, a picture of the grid, and then what you're using and your percentages on each line, what's being used right now. So we have one line has 6% and the other one has 17% that's being used. And then so you can also now go on your phone, like I was saying, if you were connected, and you can monitor your whole system pretty seamlessly. So right now we're getting in 819 watts and we're using 683 watts and the batteries are 100%. So that's quite nice to be able to see that. And you can see if you have a computer, I don't have it on the app, but you can see when you go into your data, your peaks, like say you had a cloudy day, all that stuff. So I just think that if you want to know what your solar is doing, seeing your solar and your battery and the days but you're getting really good intake and all that stuff, and whether you're consuming more than what you're actually producing.
It also tells you expected, right? So that you can kind of plan your days.
Exactly. So on your computer, it can actually tell you what tomorrow might look like. But we have a solar system that they suggested to max it out, to get your full potential of this inverter, because you can put out 6,000, but this can take in from solar 8,000 watts. But so what we have for solar panels are bifacial 410 watt Hyperion solar panels, and I just think they're incredible. Basically why I decided to do that, because I wanted the full potential of this, and I think you should too, so that you're not missing out on any part of what it can give you for your home. So having the potential is that on a cloudy day or something like that, those extra panels are going to give you that extra little bit of edge and extra little bit of power to your battery. Basically at 7,970, I think it was, and it'll just stay there. On a screaming day where that sun's perfectly peaked, that's what it's going to do. And then like a cloudy day today where other people, if you had different solar panels, you might not be getting like that full 8,000 watts, but with extra panels, you'll get more power than what you may have normally gotten.
All that techie stuff is on him. For me, all I needed to know, which is the reason why we love this, is red blinky light bad. And if it's red, no wash machine.
Yeah.
I just wanted something I could look at and know instantly I cannot do laundry today. For anybody out there that's like me, this is an awesome unit for stuff like that. On a lot of groups that we're a part of, like online, people are like, I don't know, do I need just a tiny Blue Eddy or this? And for us, we don't live in a huge house. There's 6 of us in this small cabin, and we use the Blue Eddy for portability, but we use this for everything else.
Leave that as this is a system that needs to be integrated into your home, and you can expand it in any way. More inverters, more batteries, or just keep it as this.
And I'll say our life has not changed since converting to off-grid. We still have a dishwasher, we still have a washer and a dryer.
Mini fridges.
We have fridges, freezers. Our life did not change.
Yeah.
So I think that that's an important point to make, is if you're wanting to kind of live a life that isn't so rough and rustic, this is such a good machine for that. We're in Canada, and at the time there was no Canadian website that sold this unit. So we bought it from Signature Solar, and we got it from Texas. So now, though, we were doing research and we found there is a Canadian company. So we'll link that down below. We are not sponsored by them or anything, but we just thought that was awesome that finally a Canadian company has brought it in.
Yeah, because I don't know what it was with here in Canada that we could not have a system that was as redundant and as simplified for anybody, for renters, for family, just to know.
Just more modern.
More modern, I guess.
So if you're wanting to get into the technicals, you can check out Signature Solar, their YouTube channel. But there's also DIY Solar Power with Will Prowse, and there's also the Solar Lab. So those are all places you can also check out that we watched personally, and we found them really helpful. And so I think it's time for us to go outside and kind of show them the...
Yeah, I'll show you the basics outside of what's going on and what we did for the structure.
So we'll see you out there.
See you there.
So this is our solar setup. Look, it looks like I'm holding it. It's not this small. I'm not this strong.
You got the whole thing on your shoulder. Yeah, so this is 20 solar panels, and this is what's powering the house. This is what's charging the batteries, and the whole EG4 6000 XP is using.
So ideally, we would have the solar arrays that track the sun and do all that fancy stuff.
I mean, that'd be nice.
But that was just not in our budget. No. So we milled our own wood.
So I just milled some wood, and what I used was 6x6s. We did 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm pretty sure. 4 on the back side, and then we used like basically fence posts. And everything was 4 to 5 feet in the ground, okay? We made a massive frame, so these would be fit on there perfectly. Obviously, the frame itself came out of square while we were installing them, but this is what's holding it all together. And this is a very simple unit and can be put up by basically anybody. I mean, lifting it up was, you just needed a tractor. Yeah. You probably could do it many other ways that we could come up with, you guys. But it was just to get it done. It didn't have to be fancy. Solar array. And you know, I set this one at 53.4 degrees, and that's because it's not adjustable. But that's so that we can, when the sun, in the seasons, whether it's fall or spring, your sun's either going to be right above you, or in the winter, it's further away, and it's lower. So having it at this set degree is we can get good sunlight, especially with these bifacials. That light that's in the back actually helps too.
And then to get the solar panels actually onto the wood frame, we just got
mounts that you can hook to your solar panel and hold them to the
I'll
wood.
put a link to them below. They were cheap and they worked really well. And this thing has been through winter now, and in northern Canada, and rain and
heavy
winds, and they're awesome.
Yeah.
So we just kind of want to give you guys a quick basic look at our setup here. Is it perfect? No, but was it effective and a cheap option? Absolutely.
Yeah, and you can always, you know, make something better and upgrade it or add more stability in the whole darn thing. And that's kind of how we were looking at it. Get the power up, get it working, and get it to be able to go through a few winters. And well, we hit the mark on that.
We had the Ratatouille mindset of anybody can be off grid. Anybody can cook, anybody can be off grid.
Anybody can, you guys. I really, truly hope you guys believe if that's something that's on your heart, you can go do it. And you know what? It was on our heart for a long time, but we were quoted by people many, many times, you know, like 20,000.
I think it went all the way up to 60
yeah,
to
you guys, okay? And maybe if you've done your own research or got quotes from companies, is maybe that's some kind of numbers you've had, right? Take it into your own hands, do your own research, and find something that's redundant and is going to work for you and is simplified so that you can install it or have it up within a week.
And it'll pay for itself.
Electrical bills aren't getting any cheaper.
No, they're not.
Right.
And so for us, we're pocketing that, and that's not something we have to budget for anymore. And so in the long run, it really is going to help you guys. All-in-one package deal. Sometimes solar seems very intimidating. I know it was for me. And so
actually, me too. Because honestly, you guys, you look at the systems that I know you guys have seen if you've done your research, where you see your charge controller, you see your inverters, you see wires, you see fuses, you see switches and solar turnoffs. You see all this on these walls and all these wires, and it just looks like organized chaos, okay? I get it, but it is just something that can be really intimidating. This solar system is so clean.
They really simplified it for you, but modernized it in a way that we can understand, and they really did hit the mark. So that's it for today, you guys, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Ciao, everyone.
Bye.